Today we'll be talking to you about OSHA regulations. My name is Andrew Gatens, and I study civil engineering here at Purdue, predicted to graduate in December 2019.
All right, my name is Ed Hutchinson. I'm also a civil engineer, and I plan on graduating in May 2020.
Hey, this is Divit, and I'm a civil engineer as well, and I plan to graduate in 2020 as well.
So many of you may ask, what is OSHA? Well, OSHA is an acronym for Occupational Safety and Health Administration. This organization is trying to accomplish a safer and healthier workplace for all workers. They cover wide varieties of businesses such as restaurants, construction, and schools. In order to become OSHA certified, you must take classes and pass the test in the category of your choice.
So thank you, Andrew, for telling us about what is OSHA. It was a very informative slide. So now I'm going to be talking about the state of practice. So with the Occupational and Safety Hazard Administration, OSHA ensures safe and healthy working environments for working men and women, and enforcing standards and by providing training and outreach education and assistance. So the agency focuses its inspections on the listed order of priority, starting with imminent danger situations and all the way till follow-up inspections and things like that. So I'm going to invite my friend Andrew, who can speak about the OSHA experience and how he felt during his training and how it all came along.
Thank you, Div. It was a very positive experience for me. It taught me a lot about procedures and rules to keep in mind on the work site in order to avoid many dangers. I think it's important for me to know these things in order to reduce risk in the field in the case that I become a construction manager one day.
Thank you for your input, Andrew. It was great to hear about your experience. So moving on, when an inspector finds violations of OSHA standards or serious hazards, OSHA may issue citations and fines, and no good faith adjustments are made for alleged willful violations. Apart from that, there are some types of violations which are willful, serious, and repeated violations, and some are other than serious violations which are not that severe in their nature, but they are taken into account quite willfully. So lastly, the mission of the appeals board is to fairly, timely, and efficiently resolve appeals and to provide clear, concise guidance to the public, thereby promoting workplace safety and health issues. An OSHA complaint can be filed easily by completing an online form, fax, or the contact number shown on the slide.
2 summers ago, when I got my OSHA certification in the 10-hour construction, the card I received was the 10-hour construction, which I was very fortunate to get through my 2017 summer internship. My workplace had a deal with a company called Red Vector that would allow employees to take online courses, such as the OSHA 10-hour construction, and become certified in a given time. Other types of certification cards are maritime, construction, disaster site, and other uses, general industry use.
To break down all the areas that OSHA addresses, the first and most significant is fall protection. This is the most common cause of serious work-related injuries and deaths in construction. Other areas include struck-by hazards, which are the second highest cause of fatalities, electrocution hazards such as electric shock, fires, and explosions, and caught-in hazards. Other areas OSHA addresses and enforces include personal protective equipment, which is worn to minimize exposure to hazards. Other hazards to be taken into account include health hazards, such as chemical and radiation, material hazards and storing, and tools, including both hand tools and power tools. To this day, construction remains one of the deadliest private industries, being responsible for 1 in 5 worker fatalities in 2017. OSHA has proven to have a dramatic impact on workplace safety since 1970, with the number of worker injuries and illnesses going from 10.9 in 100 to just 2.8 in 100. Similarly, the number of worker deaths per day has decreased from 38 to 14. Though OSHA has had such a large impact, there remain difficulties acquiring the necessary manpower to end worker fatalities once and for all. For every 59,000 workers in the United States, there's only approximately one compliance officer to enforce regulations. As of 2019, OSHA's budget is around $557 million.
So it was great knowing about what is OSHA and the violations and how to attain OSHA verification. But I think it is appropriate now that we study about an actual case that OSHA has had. And this is a case that I found on the OSHA website. So this is a very informative case study. The company Harris Rebar Meridian, Idaho, fabricates and sells custom bent reinforcing steel to company with plans and specifications provided by construction contractors. One of their core values is safety at work. To enforce this core value, this company reached out to the Boise State University. The university provides occupational and health safety training and consultation. So the company discovered OSHA through advertisements and the good reputation of OSHA. Here, I would just like to specify that on-site consultation services are separate from enforcement and do not result in penalties or citations. So the OSHA consultants visited the company on August 26th and gave a detailed report about what was wrong with the work environment. The report identified a number of hazards, such as the need for installing more machine guarding and putting a fall protection system in a place where trailers are unloaded. And the company overcame these issues and produced an action report entitling Machine Guarding. And they went on to do daily inspections and upgrading removable handrails and nets for fall prevention from trailers. And most importantly, educating the staff, which in my opinion is a very good step to take in such situations. This is how an ideal situation with OSHA generally goes. Additionally, this company went a step further and did practices like safekeeping through forming health and safety committee, near miss reporting, open door policy, and things like that. Apart from these, some challenges that Harris Rebar faced were accepting the change in the working culture, which they had been following since a long time, and they also faced some loss of production, and they were able to overcome all these challenges in some time. So other steps recommended by OSHA training that could be taken were company-wide computer monitoring system, which is quite common these days and could be done. And for all the good work and exemplary participation, OSHA often gives recognition through their OSHA Safety and Health Achievement Recognition Program, which is called SHARP.
Now, with technology advancing, OSHA has to keep right on technology's tail in order to be up to par with other organizations. OSHA continues to keep up with technological advancements with developments like unmanned drones to perform inspections. The UAS drone teams can perform inspections with an OSHA employee acting as a visual observer, and in order for the OSHA to proceed with a drone team inspection, they require the consent of the employers. In the end of the day, this would help save a lot of money and time in construction projects. Thank you guys for listening. Up here is pictures of our references. Most of the information came from OSHA's website.
I hope the presentation was informative and great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.